This time on Georgia Outdoors, we'll learn about two species that can help you hunt for rabbits, Harris hawks and beagles. Plus, we'll cook Okmulgee rabbit stew. All this and more coming up next.
Who is devoting a great deal of effort and resources to protecting Georgia's environment? The same company that helps maintain the environment inside your home. Georgia Power, proud sponsor of programming on GPTV.
Make one move ahead.
Birds of prey, or raptors, are powerful, swift hunters, and the species are diverse in size. An American kestrel weighs only 4 ounces, a bald eagle 13 pounds. Weighing in at 1 to 4 pounds is the red-tailed hawk, native to Georgia, and its cousin, the Harris hawk. Both are popular for hunting rabbits and squirrels. Today, we'll hunt rabbits with Harris hawks, and we'll join the members of the Georgia Falconry Association at their annual field meet in Statesboro, Georgia. After a greeting and a quick group photo,
That's it.
we're off for a morning's hunt in a nearby field. This field provides plenty of hiding spaces for rabbits and challenges for master falconer Tom Blackburn and his hawks. Because of the thick briars, the hunters gear up in heavy chaps. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Michael. Morning.
How are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for working with us.
Oh, look forward to
Looks
it.
like it's going to be a lot of fun. Tell us what kind of birds you got and what we're going to be doing.
This is Buckeye. She's a 13-year-old Harris hawk, and we're going to put her up and work the briars a little bit, and she should follow us, stay in the trees above us, and as we move through, we'll probably get some rabbits scooting along, and maybe she'll get a shot at one this morning.
Well, which way do we head?
We'll put her up in this tree maybe and try to start up here and work that way.
Okay. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, we're
Well,
ready.
let's see what happens.
All right. You pick a bird just like you'd pick a gun, according to what you're chasing. Harris hawks do real well for what I like. Harris hawks are not indigenous to Georgia. They're native to Central and South America. They inhabit a small area of Texas and Arizona. These birds are captive bred.
You must be a master falconer to own a non-native species. Apprentice falconers often start with red-tailed hawks. Red-tails are hardy, and if they don't return to you, they are right at home.
I have some action here soon.
Lots of rabbit sign in here, but I don't see any yet.
Actually, if you see them flying like that and they're looking down near you, charge the area they're looking.
Okay.
Because the rabbit's in there hunkered down, and when you charge it, the bird's in position looking down at it. It's just waiting for it to break.
Okay.
You want to head towards the sun.
Head towards the sun.
Come on, Brendo. Brandon's 10 years old. In 4 years, he'd be able to take the test and get his own bird if he chooses to do that.
I like to hunt with my dad because it's, we just have a lot of fun together, just me and him.
Brandon enjoys helping me when we're finding him. He has to work a lot harder to get through the brush than we do when he's out there, but he lowers his head and gets his stick and he bulldogs through it.
I think it's real hard to hunt rabbits because the bushes are so high up on you. It's just fun, though.
He gets to see a lot of really good flights because he's in there with it, and I'd rather have him close to me and right in the action. So he enjoys it. He'll become a falconer one day, I'm sure, and I'll help him flush rabbits for his bird one day. She just saw something, Craig. Huh, Buckeye. That rabbit went right up here and held, but Buckeye, see her up there craning over? I'm not sure she doesn't see it.
That's not her up there in that second level, that lower level?
I don't see her. I saw her drop like a rock, and I didn't see her come back up. If we'll work through here, there's a row of honeysuckle going up there, and what frequently happens, we push them down that and drive them back up in. The intent is to box them all in against the road to where they have nowhere to go. I like to hunt with Harris hawks because I can fly in a cast. I can fly 3 birds together. They hunt well together. They're after one. When you're in the bushes working, if you get a shot at something, you want to have some success, and having 3 birds up at a time really helps out a bunch. So Harris hawks in the wild are very gregarious, and they'll hunt in a big pack. They flush for each other, they read off of each other, they get along, and they teach each other.
I've never done any kind of rabbit hunting like this, where we're the dogs and the birds are the hunters. Because it's, tell you what though, it's a good way to stay in shape, or to get in shape. because you're stepping up all the time. It's not just like regular walking through a field. It's really hard.
Up, up! They're hunting with you, Michael. All you got to do now is find one.
Ho, 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 ho!
Oh! Ain't no way. She got it. We got another one. Looks like April missed back here.
Oh, really?
See her on the ground? You feel left out, April?
The birds get a small snack of the game they have captured. But then the rabbit is placed in a game bag for a full dinner later. If the birds get too full, they will not want to keep hunting. Captive raptors have to be weighed every day to ensure their weight stays optimal for their health and the next hunt. Brandon is learning how to help his father feed and care for their hawks properly.
He feeds them in the evening if I'm not there to feed them. He's a big help.
At nights, I go down and I talk to them and make them feel comfortable.
Brandon also has a good eye for spotting rabbits.
Hey, Brad!
Yeah!
Did you see one?
Yeah!
Well, just stay there.
Fuck,
Okay, hey, Dad. He was crawling back in here. And I think he's over there in the...
Okay, well, see, when we spook him, he's going to run towards you, and I want you there to block him, okay? If you see something coming towards you, jump down and act like a beagle. See, Buckeye's following you, Brand. He knows you got something.
These birds are amazing to watch. Some can dive at 120 miles per hour. But speed doesn't mean they always get their prey. In fact, first-year hawks have a high rate of mortality because they are not yet efficient hunters. But these hawks have no need to fear hunger. Even if they caught nothing today, they still get a full meal later, thanks to Tom and Brandon. Oh, he's calling the birds in. He's going to give them a break. I guess that means we get to take a break, too. It's been a fantastic morning. We got 2 rabbits, saw a bunch more, but what was really fun is watching these beautiful birds working these fields and hunting these rabbits. That is a thrill. Part of the fun of belonging to a group like the Georgia Falconry Association is good fellowship. Steve Hine is a master falconer and director of the Wildlife Education Center at Georgia Southern University.
She makes me proud. This is
Steve hosted the members of the association and guests for lunch at his house. We asked him why he enjoys the sport of falconry.
I got involved in falconry as just a way to have an experience with nature, kind of commune with nature. It's a very natural endeavor and a lot of fun. So we are subservient in that we hunt cooperatively with these birds, but they're really in the driver's seat. So it's a lot of fun to be able to have that kind of relationship with the wild animal.
Another falconer who enjoys his sport is Roy Lee DeWitt, president of the Georgia Falconry Association.
I enjoy falconry, I think, because I started when I was very young. I was a bird watcher when I was a young boy, found a hawk's nest, got young hawks, raised them, trained them, and so I've just been doing it for so long it's kind of second nature.
I tell you, falconry is almost a way of life. It's 365 days a year, and it kind of, I think, grounds people, gets you back into what's real. I think the natural world is important. We tend to forget those things, and so it's a communing with nature. It's taking a few minutes out of your day.
So I don't get a lot of exercise, so this is my exercise routine. Rather than going to a club, paying a lot of money to go to a club, I grab the bird, throw it in the truck, go out to hunting field, and have a great time for an hour or so.
But this sport is not all fun and games, and it is certainly not for everyone. Falconry takes dedication and a huge time commitment.
I had her on Batril for about 2 weeks.
There are several steps to take if you decide to enjoy this sport.
There's different levels of being a falconer. The first is the apprentice. And it's a novice. It's someone who has passed the test, has gotten a sponsor, has been inspected by the state that the facilities and equipment are proper, and that goes on for 2 years. So they're really controlled a lot for the first 2 years. The next level is the general class falconer, and that occurs after 2 years apprenticeship, but only if you've gone out and taken game successfully.
The master class can be attained after 5 years as a general falconer. Master falconers are allowed to have birds such as eagles that general falconers cannot, and they can keep up to 3 birds. Roy Lee DeWitt, tell us more about Georgia Falconry Association's part in training falconers.
As an association, our goal is to educate the public about falconry, and the way we do that is we have all kinds of educational outreaches. But most of all, we want to be able to organize so that young people get into the sport can come in and find people who have the experience and the knowledge to be able to train them to be good falconers.
Becoming a falconer is not for everyone, but we can all benefit by learning to better appreciate birds of prey and what they mean to our environment.
Birds of prey have always been looked at by the true scientists as being top of the food chain predatory species, so they are indicator species. And when we see the decline of some of these birds, like the peregrine or the bald eagle, we know that there's something else amok in the environment. We want to kind of monitor that. If the environment's healthy for the top of the food chain predator, it's a pretty safe assumption that everything beneath those birds are in pretty good standing. So they are special. I think the natural world around us needs to be foremost in our minds.
The Wildlife Education Center at Georgia Southern University is devoted to just that, educating the public about animals like these and the environment we share with them.
We would encourage you to come visit us at the Wildlife Center, where we not only focus on birds of prey as a major topic, but the environment of Georgia.
A recent change in Georgia's hunting regulations has made it easier to take a child hunting. Children ages 12 to 15 are no longer required to complete a hunting education course, provided they are hunting on private land and under adult supervision. This simplification of Georgia's hunting laws is intended to provide more free time for families to spend together in the outdoors. Rabbit is one of the best game animals for introducing kids to hunting. It is a small game, it is an active hunt, and it's a game often hunted in groups. These facts make the hunting experience a social and enjoyable one for a child, even a child with the modern-day malady of a short attention span. Visit this website for more information on taking your kid hunting.
I like beagles because they are fast, and when they're puppies, they're cute. I like beagles because they're small and they can get through briars real fast.
Beagling is an old sport which involves a rabbit-chasing dog, designed not to catch the rabbit, but to engage it in the chase. Bold and determined, beagles are great outdoor companions for kids and adults alike. These beagles have a big day ahead of them. We are at the Mid-Georgia Beagle Club's Progressive Pack Field Trials at the Charlie Elliott Wildlife Center. It's a two-day affair in which dogs and their handlers come from all over the Southeast to compete for first-place positions in Open Class, Champion Class, and Grand Champion Class.
At the present, we got 59 Open Class dogs. Open Class is when they first start after a puppy from 6 months till they get at least 1 win and 100 points. After that time, he's into Champion Class, and he got to have at least 100 points in Champion plus 5 wins in order to go to Grand Champion Class.
Points are rewarded for good behaviors. A dog that's in a progressive pack should run at a medium speed and follow each other in a line while running. Any deviations from this process, and they receive minus points.
If you're running field trials out here in the wild, as we call this now, we do the same thing as you rabbit hunting, except we don't shoot the rabbit. It's just a whole lot better to run a rabbit in the wild and let him go. It gets the shyness out of a dog by the judge being right beside him. A lot of dogs are not suitable for field trials.
Bring those other 2 dogs up!
But each of these dogs are. First, we start with the bench show. The judges will determine which dogs, both male and female, best display the characteristics of true-bred beagles according to head composition, body composition, and legs. This is called conformation.
This is going to be first, this is going to be second.
The winners have been chosen for the bench show. Now it's time to move on to the action in the field. Wayne Wilkerson, member of the Mid-Georgia Beagle Club, will be our guide, coaching us through the field trials and helping us understand why these merry hounds were born to hunt. Judging our cast is Scott King, field judge for the American Rabbit Hound Association National Kennel Club.
What Scott's going to do, he's going to tell all these handlers, these are going to be his dogs for 1 hour this morning. What Scott's going to watch for is the dog that jumps this rabbit, the dog that strikes this rabbit, how the dogs run this rabbit, if they run it by the rules. The way you come up with a winner is you keep going out cast after cast. The dog that wins the first cast will go back and compete with the winners of the other cast. The two winners out of those two packs will come back and run head-to-head for the first place.
Once the sun comes up and the frost starts to melt, it makes the ground moist, and the rabbit scent will lay better on the ground, so the hound's scenting conditions and the race will become a little bit more intense, a little bit more barking, and we'll run a little bit faster through the woods as the hunt continues.
Beagles have the best noses for scenting of any breed of dog in the world. They can track a rabbit scent trail that is several hours old, and they can hunt in all types of terrain and vegetation. They will go into the heaviest brush, briars, and thickets to find and jump rabbits. Once a beagle jumps a rabbit, it will let the other beagles and you know it's found a scent trail by tonguing, which is a type of barking. The other beagles in the pack will immediately honor that beagle's find by running to its aid. Then you will have your entire pack barking away in hot pursuit.
There goes the rabbit. There goes the rabbit.
Yep, there he goes.
There he goes.
There he goes.
They caught the rabbit. They caught the rabbit. We don't want that. Oh, Lord. They don't usually do that. Well, this rabbit could have been wounded from an earlier hunt. And, you know, if he was, they'll catch him.
Catching the rabbit, does that subtract points?
No. That just fires the dogs up. That doesn't do anything. There was some scoring going on before that. So everything up to that point was scored. Now what they're doing, they're starting over again on a new rabbit. And there they go.
Woo! Hunt this way, puppy, hell! Woo! Find him, puppy!
Field trials are an important family-oriented part of beagling, and it can represent different things to different beaglers. Some beaglers enjoy the camaraderie they receive from simply attending the field trials. Others take it more seriously, trying to finish hounds so that a stud dog can be promoted or a reputation upheld.
For a hound to qualify to run in these field trials, first of all, he has to either have AKC papers on him, where he's a purebred dog, or he has to be inspected by our breed inspector, who can verify that this dog is a purebred beagle. He can't have the coat of a shepherd or the ears of a feist, and he's got to be, he's got to be a purebred beagle hound before he can run into cast.
But they have to have more than just papers. These beagles have to display good hunting instincts and behavior.
Dogs that stay on the ground run a good line, which means that they hunt and they bark, they open up, which means they give mouth, they give tongue on a rabbit track, and they stay on the line wherever the rabbit has been, they'll stay with him. Dogs that are able, usually good, mature, confident dogs with a lot of charisma, they'll stay down and run a rabbit, are the ones that will win the trials.
If you would like your favorite dog to run in field trials, Scott has some recommendations for where to begin.
We have like 4 different or 5 different types of dogs that we run in the ARHA. Find out what kind of dog that you want to run with, go to those field trials, ask a lot of questions, talk to a lot of people, purchase one, and then work from there. And there's a lot of fun and involvement in raising up a dog that you can call your own and one that pleases you.
After you know where you want to begin, the next step is finding that special pup you can raise that will be best suited for your hunting needs.
The main thing is look for a reputable breeder, look for confirmation of your pup, and then look for your bloodline in order to get a real good pup.
Beagles have historically been bred as pack dogs, so they require constant attention and companionship. Though they perform best in pack situations, not all beagles will adapt to dogs they have not hunted with before. Dwayne Thomason, a member of the Mid-Georgia Beagle Club, says this is why taking the time to train your beagle is so important.
To prepare my dog for a field trial, I run with as many strange dogs as I can. It takes a special dog to be able to hunt with strange dogs every week. As a pack dog, they love to pack with dogs they know.
Because of their pack mentality, beagles dearly love their families, especially the children. This makes beagling a great sport for kids and a great way to introduce kids to hunting.
My daughter's here with me today. She really likes the dogs, especially pups. She likes coming to these hunts. She's been to a lot of them. I've had her since she was 6 months old. I'm a single parent. We use this to bring us closer together because I spend a lot of time doing it.
I like to come to the Beagle trials to have fun.
Dwayne has such a passion for rabbit hunting that he makes it a point to bring his son and his neighbor's son.
I want my son to meet a lot of good people, and there's good people around Beagle Field Trial, and I'd like to bring neighbors and kids and introduce them to it.
The Mid-Georgia Beagle Club is a small club of 34 members. Every year, an average of 8 hunts are held, and every year, new members join.
You can get to be a member up at Beagle Club by associating with some of our members or coming to one of our trials. We're listed in the American Beagler. Men or ladies, either one will show up at our hunt. We will talk with them and look at the dogs they have, and we will register their dogs into the AKC, and then they can become a member of our club. After they become a member, we'd like to recruit them as judges, or they can be master of hounds. They can be just a lot of different things in the club.
And of course, the best thing about being a member of a Beagle Club is watching the dogs run, and maybe even spotting a rabbit.
What you got right here is, there goes a rabbit right there.
There's one right there.
There's one right there. See him?
Look at that.
Right there. There you go.
I hunt for 2 reasons. It's another excuse to get outdoors, and it's a chance for me to get to cook what I've harvested. Today I'm going to share with you a recipe I've made up called Ocmulgee rabbit. And for this, you need 2 wild rabbits. After you've soaked your rabbits overnight in salt water, you start by quartering the rabbit. You want to get as much meat as you can off the front leg bones. Save those because they're going to go into the rabbit stock. Remove as much of the silver skin as you can from the back straps and any other parts of the legs, and then you're going to debone the leg meat. You will then cut that into cubes, and then you'll hand tenderize it. Okay, now we're ready for the cooking part of the recipe. You take your cubed rabbit, you've got 2 tablespoons of melted butter in your skillet on about a medium heat, and you're going to toss this in here. Love that sound. And you just want to cook this through. If you can get some brown color on it, that's great. It cooks really fast, so you got to keep turning it. You're going to cook it to about a medium, or maybe a medium rare. In your big saute pan, you're going to take a half a stick of butter, melt that, and you want to take 3 medium cloves of garlic that have been pressed, and you're going to want that to just cook in the butter to get the garlic flavor in there, probably a minute to 2 minutes. You take 2 large shallots that have been minced, a heaping cup dry measure of baby carrots. You want to put these in early to help cook them through. And you've got a sweet onion, a Vidalia or a sweet Spanish onion, pretty much 2 heaping cups dry measure. Put that in there. And a 1/4 cup of cognac or decent brandy. Starting to smell awfully good in this kitchen. Okay, after you get your carrots to the point where they're softened up a little bit, you're going to take a 1/2 cup of sweet Marsala wine, a 1/2 cup of rabbit stock. Then we take 4 tablespoons of fresh parsley. If you use dry parsley, you want to cut that in half. 3 tablespoons of fresh sage, or 1½ if you're using dry. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of white pepper, and a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Stir all that in, just to get that incorporated into the liquid. Take 8 ounces of cremini mushrooms that have been chopped, put those in, and a whole sweet pepper. Keep it on about a medium heat and just let all these guys cook down. And to hasten the cooking process, you can just throw a lid over the top, and that's going to cook for about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, when your mixture's ready, give it another stir, and now these guys are all cooked through enough, and you just, last step is you want to take your rabbit, put that in there, and your rehydrated sun-dried tomatoes. Stir that all in. So just leave that on the pan for about 2.5, maybe 3 minutes at the most, and you're going to be ready to go. It smells awfully good. And if it tastes as good as it smells. That's Akmogi rabbit. We had a great time working on this show. And as you can see, I've even made a couple of friends. We'll see you next time on Georgia Outdoors.
Who is devoting a great deal of effort and resources to protecting Georgia's environment? The same company that helps maintain the environment inside your home. Georgia Power, proud sponsor of programming on GPTV.
Picture yourself on Georgia Outdoors. Enter the second annual Georgia Outdoors Nature Photography Contest and win an opportunity to be a part of a Georgia Outdoors episode. Rules and restrictions apply. Call 1-800-549-4558 or visit our website for more information.